Raw ideas, life changing strategies that beat the odds. Hello, everyone. My name is Tessa, and I'm the director of IdeaPros. Director of marketing, not director of the whole company. But I am here today with Fred Cary. Hello, Fred.
Oh, there.
He is CEO and really is the director of all things IdeaPros. but we are here today to talk about raw ideas, which we see a lot of as an entrepreneur generating company. We help people create their businesses and their ideas, right, Fred?
We do. That's what we do every morning, every evening, every day.
Exactly. Well, and you have some ideas on ways that we can go about beating the odds, obviously, and using more strategy and less, guessing and Googling, using a process. So, obviously, what's one of the most important things to do when you're starting a brand new business?
Well, the most important things to do are the things that 99% of people don't do. And that's why we have so many failures in business. That's why we have so many misdirections as to where we should be, because we don't do the fundamental things to lay out the foundation of what we have. And I actually went, and this week has been a pretty exciting week for us because, we looked back over the last 2, 3 years. We've had over 100,000 applications of people who think they're entrepreneurs, but we've dealt with a total of close to 400 partners. And out of 100,000 people, that's a tiny little number. And so I was looking around. Fundamentally, what is it that separates people who we're going to work with everybody else? And even the people we chose to work with didn't have a lot of these pieces. So I thought I would kind of democratize the whole process and create a series of things that will give you what it is that we're talking about. So this week we launched some video courses on purpose-driven entrepreneurship. We launched a validation package. We launched a live plan, which is basically a foundation for you to write all these things out that I'm going to be talking about. But I digress. Let me get back to the meat of the matter. Those fundamental things were the things that I found that hardly anybody does when they have their raw idea and they're ready to go to market. What we typically do, we have our idea, we tell our mom, she thinks it's wonderful, and mom could be anybody, our friends, our wives, our husbands, our neighbors, our coworkers. We get a little bit of feedback from our peers, and we all decide it's a wonderful idea, and we're ready to go to the races. And we want to build a prototype, or we want to go sketch out the app we want to have. And we haven't done the fundamental work on us and on the product idea and on what we want to be in the future to even get started. So that's what we're going to be talking about one step at a time here during this next 20 minutes or so.
Beautiful. Well, I know that that process or the building blocks that you need. How do you align that? Well, first of all, what are the fundamental building blocks that you refer to, obviously, in the course that we just created, which is awesome. But can you give us just a quick rundown on what those are?
Well, there's 6 different things I want to talk about, and I'll get to them one at a time. But the very first, most fundamental thing about all of it, before you even start thinking about that idea, is really figuring out who you are, what makes you tick, and what's going to make you happy. Because we focus myopically on that product or that app that we want to build, and we don't focus at all whether or not that aligns with us, whether it aligns with our belief system, our strengths, very important, our strengths, and the type of thing that if we were doing it tomorrow, we would wake up in the morning, put our feet down the side of the bed, and notice we have a big smile on our faces. So the very first thing that we need to do when we have an idea and we think, you know what, I can make a business out of this, that very first thing is figure yourself out. Who am I? What is my purpose? Why am I here? What am I trying to do? Does this idea I have align with that? Because after all, as far as I know, we have one life, and I can tell you this: at 72, it goes by really, really fast. Now, I feel I'm going to have another 50 years, but I'll be that 120-year-old coach for you at that point. The reality is, it goes by fast, and you have to align yourself so that the things you're going to be doing feel good because they're in line with who you are as a person. So, number one, figure out who you are, what you do well, what makes you happy, what your purpose is in life before you even touch that raw idea.
Perfect. All right, that's number two. So number one. Number two. You can tell I'm a little out of it, guys. Sorry. Number two.
Yeah, you know, actually, Tessa was going to lead me on these, but I'll do that myself.
Well, this one is this is the fundamentals one. So we're back to the one I wanted to do before you went to number one.
No, there's certain building blocks that you need to do after you figure out who you are. Like, what are those building blocks that you're going to need to take to be able to start laying that foundation for what your raw idea is going to become? Because you're not going to end up with a raw idea. You're going to end up with a new company, and that raw idea is going to become that first product of your new company. And that new company is going to be completely aligned with you and what your purpose is and what you want to be. And that first product is going to be perfectly aligned with that overall picture because you're laying down the foundational blocks right now. So I know who I am. I know what my strengths are. What foundational blocks do I have to put in place to be able to take any kind of idea and do anything with it? Okay, so that's step two.
Is competitors on that list of fundamental building blocks? I'm not going to give it away because you guys have to take the course, but that one's one of my favorite ones.
Yeah, well, not quite yet, but it's in there and it's coming up. And if you don't understand that, you're never going to survive. But the number three on that list is kind of the real understanding of when you start building this idea, a real understanding of the why behind it. Okay, and we talked about companies that lead with why. I think I used the example of Apple always leading with their why instead of just trying to sell a product. So you got to start digging into the why of what you are going to be building. For most companies, it would be, if they're selling an equivalent to an iPhone, it will be, hey, we have this new phone. It comes in a whole bunch of colors, and we think it's great and it's fast. So do you want to buy one? And whereas Apple, the whole way Apple sells that same phone is not by selling the phone at all. It's by selling their why. It's by getting into with everything we do, we think differently. We want to be the best. We want to offer the best solutions. And our company strives to create world-class products in anything we touch. We also happen to have iPhones, and they come in a whole bunch of different colors. Would you like to buy one? That becomes the last part of the equation. And when you're starting out, any company with your first product, don't forget the first product. You're going to have a company. That first product is going to be part of that company. If you're an inventor and you want to go get a patent and a licensing deal, it's probably not going to happen. If you're an entrepreneur, that first product has to be the nucleus of your first company. And you have to have a why for that product to go into. Because if you don't have the why, you're not going to know. Am I building something expensive? Am I building something cheap? Am I building something top class? Am I building a commodity that is going to be sold on Walmart? You need to understand the why of what you're going to have before that raw idea moves out of your brain and onto a piece of paper.
Wonderful. And I think you have some worksheets that are really fun that help to break down your why and how you're going to align your goals and everything in the course. Helps you stay on track.
Yeah. So My next number, which is what, number 4?
You're on number 4 right now.
When we can start talking about things like competitors. Okay. When you have a good idea, don't ask your mom. She's gonna love everything you do, and she's not gonna know. You really need to take what that nucleus of your idea is and research it and really find out, what is this market? What's the market size? What's the market growth? What's the speed of the market growth? What are the opportunities within that marketplace? In other words, where are the holes in that market? Where are the needs that are not being met? And who are the competitors that are in there? What are their strengths? What are their weaknesses? Where do I have an opportunity to go in there and play alongside these obviously bigger competitors and beat them? What is it that customers that would want what I have, what I've thought about, what my raw idea is? What would those people really want with my idea? And why is what I have and what I've been thinking about, why is that better than what they already have? How am I going to get them? How am I going to wrestle them away from these bigger players? And after I wrestle them away, how am I going to keep them? You need to understand all of those things again before that raw idea goes anywhere, because otherwise you're going to go down a really bad road. We've had so many people come and apply that they come here, they already have a prototype, they're already engineered. In some cases, they have a provisional patent. They want me to sign all these non-disclosure statements like I'm going to steal their damn idea. And the reality is, when you go down that road, all you've done is spend a whole lot of money. We've had people come here that have spent $70,000 only for patents. I had somebody come in that had already spent $100,000 just for a prototype of an app. You're not building a business when you do that. You're building the product that you think is really good, and nobody else has been there analyzing it for you. Nobody else has been there telling you what the consumer really needs. You built something for yourself. You spent a whole lot of money going down a road to nowhere. And so that's why all these other things are so important to do first. Don't build a product, build a company that aligns with your purpose. So get all this competitive analysis, see that there's a hole in the marketplace. Every company I've ever had that I was really successful with, first thing I look for, like the hole in the donut. There's no hole in there, I'm not going to go play. If there is, then I'm going to go in there and I'm going to fill that hole, and I'm going to provide a solution to people who really need it. And it's going to be better than the solutions that are out there now. You need to figure all that stuff out before that raw idea becomes anything.
And that's a lot of what we have available in our validation packages that we're offering now, which is the early stage, getting that understanding of the audience, the competitive market, and
Yeah.
where you fit into it. Now you made me hungry for donuts too. But that's one of the things that, if you are curious or you need help validating your idea, let us know in the chat. Just type validation and we'll have our team reach out to you to help you to understand how we can do that. We used to not be able to offer this type of package because we didn't have it in our toolbox, if you will. So this is a really new, cool thing that you should reach out to us about if you have questions.
Well, yeah, and I'll summarize all of this in a bit, because it's kind of like what my altruistic motivational components within me have put together things for everybody who wants to become an entrepreneur, whether they could possibly afford to work with us or even to launch their own product. Yeah, fundamental building blocks you have to do. The last, number 6 of all those things, is to understand you're going to need money. And you're not only going to need money to launch, you're probably going to need money for a while. So the same things that this research that Tessa was talking about is going to not only give you this competitive analysis, market size, market growth, market opportunity, but taking all of those things, you can put together a pitch deck that is basically a PowerPoint presentation that's going to allow you to go to potential investors. And usually, remember your mom that I was talking about earlier? Usually it's people like your mom, your dad, your neighbors, your cousins, your friends, people that you can go talk to say, hey, come participate with me. I need some initial investors here to be able to get this idea off the ground. When you do that, after you have a really clear understanding of your market opportunity, then you'll be surprised how many dollars can end up going your way. So basically, as Tessa pointed out, I put together like 3 different things that can help every single entrepreneur get ahead. And what I was trying to avoid is the number one downfall of every new entrepreneur. And that is the same downfall that happened to me repeatedly when I first started. And that's building something that I want, building what I think is a good idea, focusing on that idea, that product, without aligning that product with a why, without aligning that why with my own purpose in life individually. If you align all those things, you're going to have a much happier life. And that first product idea is going to be the first of many products that you make within that organization. If you don't align any of this stuff, me, my company, my product, then you're going to end up having some product that you're going to sell on Amazon and never go anywhere else with it and never come up with a second product. So we put together basically that innovation package that Tessa was talking about, that it does all that market sizing, market growth, market opportunity, competitive analysis, consumer analysis, pitch deck profiling, and templating, all those things, along with my courses that get into you, your why, your purpose, how to look at business strategically, do things in a different way, and this life plan element to it that we have that basically lays a structural foundation for you to be able to go from A to Z. And I put that together, as I said, for all the people that can't work with us, working with us to get a much deeper look at all of those things. But there's still the same types of things we do. Like a research report, the value that we give to something like that with us doing it is in the $10,000-$20,000 range, not because of the content. The content we can get together for $1,000 or so and pick up really good solid content on that. It's the analysis, right? And so when you're working with us as a partner, you're using this old brain and the analysis that we do. Whereas when we're giving you guys a package, it's basically, here's the information that this is what we think, but you go figure it out. So that's the big difference, but it's still really, really valuable because again, it aligns you. And that's the same thing with any raw idea. You need to start aligning you, the greater purpose, the why of the company that you're going to start, and then you can get into the form, the features, all the components of this first product you're going to build, because it's going to align with everything else that you have higher up that totem pole.
Perfect. Well, I'm going to give you guys some links too. I know I was withholding from you because we didn't want you to leave just yet, but we do have Fred's course available, so you guys can go check it out. I'm putting the link in the chat now, and I'm actually going to show it on the screen if that's cool with you, Fred.
Yeah, I'd like to see it.
Because it's official. No, I did last week. I did preview it for people. I showed them the back end of the course system because it's a gamification approach. So you get little wins and celebrations. But we include a lot of information. So worksheets and homework. So definitely you guys can go to this link and check it out, find out more about what we include in there. And then we also do have the validation package.
Wait, go back up, because I love this little guy with a tie.
Oh, my little baby. Oh, yeah. Because that's where we all start out, right?
A lot of us do that. We have an idea, we want to run with it. We think it's great because we love it. Our research amounts to asking our friends. We don't think we have any competitors because our idea is so novel, and our raw idea is worth millions of dollars. That's how I started. That's how most of us start, and that's a wrong path to go down. By the way, if you're already a partner of mine, I think you'll really still get value if you want to do this. In fact, I think this is I think we made this like $247 or something like that.
Yeah.
And I have a code that's going to take $100 off of that. This cost me tens of thousands of dollars to create, so I'm not going to make any money in this. I think it was IG 100.
Yes, IG 100. You might use all caps. Yeah. I don't think it matters, but we have it as capital I, capital G 100.
My guitar and my beard.
I know. I love that picture. No, this is before, and you tell a lot about your first, experiences as an entrepreneur too. And I think in your webinar, you say you lost how much? 60,000?
Yeah, and that's when I was a concert producer there, and I lost $60,000 on my first concert, outdoor concert. There was 5 different bands. Steppenwolf was one of them. They were really huge back then. And it rained in Miami, 16 inches of rain in one night. And yeah, that was a disaster. $60,000 then was probably like 600,000 now. But that was my second venture into entrepreneurship. It was very painful, but got to keep going.
Oh, well, no, we just actually talk about one of the big things that I hear from entrepreneurs, throughout. I mean, obviously I've worked in marketing for 25 years, but it's like you don't know where to start and you're overwhelmed with all the things that you need to do. I do know that that's one of Fred's talents, is to organize data in a way that's easy to consume, and that's the best path for you. So that is a huge part of what this course does. But you can see here, you can get 90% off right now, which is crazy. And Fred is already rethinking it, so you better go soon. So don't wait. Plus, you can get the IG 100 off of that. But this is definitely just early launch promotion stuff. So do it soon. But I love it. It's Fred's real thoughts. You guys know that he'll be raw no matter what with all of you, but it does have 15 online lessons. You go at your own pace, guaranteed to change your thinking, and that you're very good at, Fred. You help us to rethink it. There is a brainstorm with an expert if you guys want to find out more about your idea, what path you need to take with your idea. And it, like it says there, discover your idea's full potential. And then we have PDFs, checklists, course workbooks, all built into that as well. And you can do it from your phone or computer, wherever you want. And these are all the modules.
Back as many times as you want, right?
Yeah, you can. And it's you get access to as much as you want. Plus, you can actually see your progress as you go. So you'll be able to see how close you are to getting that finished completion of the course. But there's 15 different modules on this page, so you can check those out, plus bonuses. So you get a strategy session, a deeper strategy session as part of it. So you get the 1-page business plan and the pitch deck guide that Fred just talked about, how to get investors, how to communicate your idea to investors.
Yeah, and by the way, I've already recorded series 2 and series 3 after this. So this one is kind of an omnibus series that combines developing you as a person to developing your company and your ideas. And then in probably 6 months, 8 months, we're going to launch series 2 and series 3, which goes more in depth on really self-development, and then more in depth on corporate development. So I think it's a really good journey. This has changed my life. The thinking like this has changed my life. So even if you're an existing partner, it's $147. As I said, this is not a money-making venture for us. This is something to impart information, impart knowledge. This sets a foundational backbone to everything you want to do with your life. It's going to give you fortitude, because you're going to understand shit happens. It's going to give you strength, because you're going to have a lot more self-assurance and know that every single journey is difficult. Every single journey is full of ups and downs, and running into walls and getting back up and running through them faster. And it's going to give you the kind of end of the rainbow thinking, knowing that if you persevere and you keep going and you keep aligning your purpose with what you're trying to do, you're going to get there. So, and if you don't like it, there's a money back guarantee. You don't have to find me, but there's a money back guarantee.
Wonderful. Well, thanks, Fred, so much for always being so informative and sharing all of your wealth of knowledge and even mistakes that you make along the way on these courses and with all of our partners on these Friday Lives, partners and entrepreneurs out there. So we'll let you get back to work. Thank you. And guys, the link is in the chat. And I just want to take a minute to say thank you so much for being here every Friday at noon Pacific time. I see you guys over there. Hey, Keith. We have Bidet Bar, so Masab, great to see you. Sean, Sarah, Mark, Donna. I see all of you guys over there. And Dr. Scott over on YouTube. Good to have you here from Duet or Merlin. And we have Odin always. Thank you, live with us. And Ken with the Crash Pad. I know we have Quentin, which is with Zwizzy, I believe Vanessa, and we have Brooke. Hey, Brooke, good to see you. Sean has sagescheduler.com is his website. He's one of our IdeaPros partners. Journey on the app development process is awesome. He does have right now 63,000 followers on IG. And it's a lot of work to get followers, guys. I don't know if you've tried. You can let me know in the chat if you are in that process right now. But Sage does have, he's been working, Sean Reed's been working so hard at building his followers. So take a minute, go pop over and see his channel as well and follow him. He's going to have an app that I'm going to use the heck out of. I'll tell you what, I love it. And then that is also website sagescheduler.com. Yes, we designed it. I am super excited to get that one out. Oh, I love that, Odin. Fred makes jam busters. We also have a couple people. So I saw Kyle over there in the kitchen in Florida. That's awesome. And we have Paul Booth. Thank you so much, guys, for being here. And Scott McCoy, great to see you. Guys, if you have any questions that you want to get answered, let us know in the chat what topics you want us to cover. I know a big one right now is pitch decks and how to get investor money. So that's a big one that we have coming down the pipeline. We have app marketing. Still trying to get my favorite person. I don't know if you guys haven't looked. There is a company called Pre-Apps. They have amazing information in their emails. If you have an app and you're looking for app marketing tips, go check out preapps.com. Sean Castro is awesome. He has a book out. I highly recommend him. I actually am going to send this video to him and say, you need to be on our show, just so that we can get him here to give us some of that advice. He's a great guy, and he said he would already do it for you guys. I just have to pin him down. So looking forward to seeing you guys next week, and have a wonderful week. And, just if you have a chance, shoot us a quick post. You can tag us, IdeaPros. So you can just tag IdeaPros on Facebook, or you can tag IdeaPros on Instagram too. We are posting over there more, not just on official Fred Cary, but tag us and let us know what you are, how are we helping you? Has anything that we've shown you every Friday for the last 3 years or whatever we've been doing this for, has it helped you? And if so, just tag us and let us know, because it really helps to keep us going. We have that positivity coming back to us, helps us to do even more for you. So we'll see you all next week. Bye.